Hello. I know I don't look so hot, but I got to tell you about this dream now before I forget about it. So, um, starts out there was this guy, just a very sort of schlubby, normal-looking guy. Apparently, he was really rich, and he lived on his parents' yacht. And we were just kind of hanging out. And I remember calling my best friend from high school and inviting her to come over for like lunch or something. And she was like, I don't know. And I was like, yeah, he's got a yacht. And then I also remembered he had one, like if you just went down the road like half a mile, suddenly it was Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And there was another one, huge yacht, which of course, sure, it's about half a mile from Indy to Lauderdale, give or take. And I don't even know why I care, because I'm not really big on, big yachts are pretty, and also my best friend from high school, last person who would give a shit about who has what, but she was like, well, yeah, then I want to come check it out. And then when we came back to the yacht, it was like parked in this garage, like a 2-story garage. It was actually really cool. And we're sitting in there, and these really douchey guys came by, and Di was like, hey, hi, and I was like, do you know this guy? She's like, no, I know him from work. And the other guy, I realized, didn't like start to walk away. He was really uncomfortable because those guys used to bully him. So they were like, oh, she was like, oh, well, didn't like that. And then all of a sudden she became a different person. And I was like, well, what do you want to do? And she was like, I want to rob him. So all of a sudden, my best friend from high school had turned into this completely different woman that I don't know. And this guy that I've been friends with, they turned into pirates. And they would invite incredibly rich people onto their boats, and they would rob them. And then they'd leave them stranded. And then all of a sudden, while they're doing that, I was like living with some of the family and stuff. And they showed up like in really bad disguises, like wigs and facial hair, stuff like that. And they left like a book of stuff they had done, but also bad things they'd found out about other people. And they were sneaking it to us because the police were after them, but also the police were working for the bad people and trying to cover for them. So at one point, they leave, and sorry, there was somebody calling. And I remember, like, I had seen, like, a cop came by asking where they were, and somebody, like, I'd had one of their books out, and one of the pages had, like, opened and fallen out, and you could see their writing, and so I'd, like, kind of kicked it, and I was like, oh, yeah, just old newspaper. And then when they turned around, I crumpled it up, and I'm, like, running away with this crumpled up paper, because I knew it was a clue to where they were, and the cops were chasing me. And then all of a sudden it switched, and I was in some different place with, like, some friends. And one of them was like this cute little like cartoon cat. And we were trying to get around, it was still water, we were trying to get like around this lake thing. And all of a sudden there was a rail system, and you could hop on, those things that this past summer, they were like little recliners that you could like, you just like kind of twirl around and it blows them up, and then you can kind of set them to like weird eclair looking things. If you hop on one of those, you could go on this little rail thing. And so I was following the cartoon cat friend, and we were like, pardon me, need this lane, pardon me. And then all of a sudden, somebody was like really rude and didn't want to let us through the lane. And there was this like area where we went underneath some stands or something. And like all of his little cartoon cat friends were being mean, and they were like, kept coming this way and wouldn't let us go. So finally we were able to get around them. And we had to go jump over this fence. Well, jumping over this fence went into a different reality, more like my reality. So when the cartoon cat jumped over, it turned into a tiger. And I was like, well done. Tiger will fit right in, because yeah. And so then I jumped over, and I thought I'd be a person. I looked down, I had monkey feet, and I'm not sure if I was a baboon or not an oregano. What the hell am I thinking? Oh my God. Orangutan. Oh my God. Anyways, not an oregano, an orangutan. I was something like that because I was using my arms, and I was like, this is the coolest thing ever. And I remember going up to my tiger friend, and I was like, okay, what are we going to do now? And I don't remember anything else beyond that. But I just thought it was the coolest thing in the world that I came back into my reality. But I chose not to be a human again. I chose to be a different kind of primate with a lot more fun. I have no fucking clue what any of that means. I did not eat right before bed last night. Did I? No. But I did eat a lot of cheese last night at dinner. I ate Italian, and it did kind of upset my stomach, so. But look what kind of dreams I got out of it. Interesting.